Driving at night can be peaceful, until something breaks the silence. Tonight, we share 3 terrifying true stories from people who drove the wrong road, at the wrong time. Jacob was 22 when it happened. He was driving home from college to visit his family in Billings, Montana, an 8-hour drive, mostly through quiet stretches of pine forest and farmland. It was late, around 2:30 a.m., and rain had been pouring non-stop for hours. He hadn't seen another car in at least 40 miles. Just endless road and static on the radio. That's when he spotted him, a man standing just past a turnoff ramp, soaked to the bone, hand raised in a hitchhiker's gesture. Jacob slowed. Something about the man felt off. He wasn't flinching from the cold or shielding his face from the downpour. Still. Jacob rolled down the window slightly. The man leaned in and simply said, "It's getting worse out here." Against his gut instinct, Jacob unlocked the door. The man got in, dripping water on the floor mat. He never said a word after that. Jacob tried to make small talk, but silence followed. He noticed something strange. Every time lightning struck, the man's reflection in the passenger window didn't quite match his movements. Like it lagged a beat. 20 minutes later, Jacob turned to say something, and the seat was empty. No door sound, no exit. The passenger side was soaked, but the man was gone. Jacob stopped at the next gas station, panicked. The attendant, an old guy with a smoker's voice, just shook his head when Jacob told him what happened. "You saw the man at mile marker 207, didn't you?" he said. "He's been trying to get home for years." Heather was driving from her aunt's house in New Mexico back to Flagstaff, Arizona. She took the old Route 666, a stretch of highway with legends all its own. It was 1:47 a.m. when her headlights started acting up. First, they flickered, just a little. Then they blinked off, then back on. Her car was fairly new, so this confused her. But what really unsettled her was the timing. Every time the lights went out, the dark seemed to move closer. She pulled over to the shoulder to check the lights. That's when she saw it. A figure in the rearview mirror, far away, but definitely there. Not walking, not running, just standing. She turned to look, nothing. But when she faced the mirror again, closer. And now her taillights were blinking too. She got back in the car, locked the doors, and floored it. As she sped up, she glanced at the rearview, no figure. But then her phone lit up with a notification from the weather app. The alert read, "Unknown movement detected near vehicle." She hadn't enabled location permissions. She finally reached a lit rest stop and pulled in, heart racing. She walked toward the vending machines to calm herself. And that's when she noticed the sticker on the back of the machine. "Watch your lights. He travels with the dark." Alex drove a delivery truck out of Omaha. One night, he was finishing a long haul across Nebraska. He was the only one on a straight, flat road, when headlights appeared behind him, then to his left. It was a semi. But something was wrong. The cab was too tall. Its lights too high, almost like they belonged to a vehicle double the height. It wasn't passing him, it just stayed there. Matching his speed. He looked over, and saw nothing. No face, no driver. The cab's windows were pitch black, like they were painted over. He sped up. So did the truck. He tapped the brakes to fall behind, but the truck matched. After 20 minutes of this eerie pacing, Alex pulled onto a side road and stopped. The truck kept going straight, but as it passed, he swore he saw something in the trailer's slats. Rows of human faces. Eyes open. Mouths moving, but no sound. He told the highway patrol the next morning. They said no other semis were scheduled on that route. And when they reviewed his dashcam footage, the truck wasn't there. But you could hear the wind change, like something massive had just passed by. You're on Route 52 in upstate Ohio at 2 a.m., somewhere between sleepy towns with names you've never heard. The road stretches miles of forest, broken only by occasional deer crossing signs. You've been driving for hours, your eyes drooping, the hum of tires on asphalt numbing. You reach for the dial, hoping to catch something, anything. Suddenly, static turns to music. A soft female voice, old 1940s jazz crooning. You twist the dial. Nothing. Flip back. It's the song again, uninterrupted. Confusion turns to curiosity, and then, dread. Let me tell you what happened to Bruce. Bruce started doing night runs between Cleveland and Athens for work. He'd driven that stretch hundreds of times, and there was never reception, ever. One night, as fatigue set in, he almost veered off the road. That's when he noticed the station. 89.7 FM, no call letters, no station ID. Just smooth jazz and a host who spoke slowly, soothingly between songs, as if reading from an old radio script. Good evening, dear traveler. You're doing well. Keep your eyes on the long road ahead. Bruce nearly laughed. Who records that at this hour? It was comforting, a well-timed balm for exhaustion. He stayed tuned, still drowsy, barely aware. But soon the voice changed. All is well, but shadows grow at mile marker 142. Tension built in his chest. Shadows? Why mention those? He glanced ahead. Mile 142, that sign he'd passed 4 minutes ago. Now he was slowing. Judge your journey well, traveler, the voice continued, calm. That reliability spoke to him. He nodded and turned up the volume. He'd made a choice, there was no static regression, no voicebox glitch. Like the radio was speaking into his car. At mile 145, the road curved sharply. He blinked. There, standing just beyond the guardrail, was a woman in a black coat. She held a lantern, pale light cut into the dark. Bruce slammed the brakes. Vid of roaring radio and shaking dash hitting. He spun around, she was gone. The voice returned, not soothing now, but deliberate. Traveler, traveler. Who is this? He whispered to the silence. Meet me at the bridge. Bruce's hands tightened on the steering wheel. A genuine voice? Or hallucination from fatigue? He looked at the GPS. The old Huron River Bridge was just 4 miles ahead. He considered turning around, but couldn't. Question, why obey? Then again, maybe he'd fall asleep, maybe something would happen later without that voice's direction. He edged forward. The radio programmed itself, low hum of static, then soft steps. Hurry. The bridge awaits. The music shifted, low strings, warbling notes. His heart felt squeezed. He saw the bridge first, old stone piers, draped with moss, barely lit by a single broken lamp. The only other light was the moon, fractured through the clouds. He stopped halfway and shut off the car engine. Absolute silence. No crickets. No wind. Everything swallowed. His phone buzzed, battery died. He looked at the radio, still locked on 89.7 FM. No dial movement. He stepped out. Cold seeped into his boots. He walked to the railing and looked down at the black water, barely visible. The voice. Look behind you. He very slowly turned, no one. A soft splash behind him. He jumped, heart pounding. There. At the river's edge. He saw her again, lantern in hand, pale face turned toward him. She stepped forward, shining the lantern's glow across the water. She stepped in. The water swallowed her up to her waist. Despite the cold, sweat broke on Bruce's skin. "Join me," the voice whispered on the radio. He stumbled backward. The radio faded to music, then out. Silence. His car remote beeped, not him pressing it. The doors locked behind him. He spun, no car. It was gone. He ran back to the bridge entrance. The lamp there was no longer broken, it glowed bright. At the base, someone scribbled in the dirt. "Listen." Then footsteps, not his, crossing behind him. He didn't turn again. He sprinted until he reached highway patrol lights. Final, the aftermath, 90 words. Officers searched the water. No bodies, no missing person calls. The radio? Bruce found his stereo blown, but the tuner still locked at 89.7. He tried again the next night, no signal. The station never existed, unless it will again. He quit night driving. He never speaks of that radio. But every so often, on those same roads, he swears he hears the static pulse, traveler.